Hello spooky friends, and on this video we are going to cover a number of films, and they're all going to be in fives today, but I'm going to do multiple ones on this video today. So we are going to talk about two things that scare the crap out of me, and that is clowns and dolls. Oh yes, I have a thing for clowns and dolls. They scare the crap out of me. As you will see on my shelf, I have a ventriloquist doll. I can never say that word right. And there is a story behind that doll, which I will cover in an upcoming video. There's a reason why he is sitting there. Spoiler alert. Blech, I can't talk. He is haunted. So anyway, we are going to do a video on that coming up. But anyway, let's get to the fives. So the first one we're going to talk about is 5 scary movies about clowns. Number 1, It. I don't think I even need to say what, if that wasn't on the list, then yeah, then there would be a problem. It is the ultimate scary clown movie I think that I have ever seen. And I've seen several, but that one tops them all, I do believe. The second one would be Killer Clowns from Outer Space for me. I like that movie. I like the comedy bits that movie has, but it's also very terrifying for me. And if I was a child watching that movie, yeah, I think I would be terrified watching that movie. Third is Wrinkles the Clown. And all of these that I am telling you, I think are available on most streaming services. I think I found the next 3 I'm going to talk about, Wrinkles, and then the next 2, I think I found them on either Amazon Prime or Netflix, but I believe you can find them on any streaming service, I do believe. Next up is Terrifier. Yes, and he is terrifying. Number 5 is Stitches. It's been a while since I've watched Stitches. It was probably 2 or 3 years ago, actually, that I watched Stitches for the first time, and oh my, I was just like baffled at that movie. Like, just where is this movie going? I guess you could say. I definitely would not let my child watch this film. Even if they're one of those kids that can handle, major scary clown slasher movies, because there are some kids out there that slasher movies and horror does not faze them. I have some in my family, and it just blows me away, because when I was young, those films terrified me. Anyway, yeah, any 5 of those films are terrifying if you have a fear of clowns, and I do. I have a hard time watching those movies. I will say that I want to give a shout out to Twisty from American Horror Story. He is an awesome clown. Strangely, I was not afraid of Twisty when I first watched the American Horror Story, the sideshow or freak show, whatever they called it. He didn't scare me. Twisty does not scare me for some weird reason. I don't know why, but yeah, he doesn't bother me. So anyway, those are 5 films that are scary movies about clown. Again, they are It, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And a side note, this year's Spirit Halloween is doing a lot of Killer Clowns from Outer Space merchandise, so check that out. Wrinkles the Clown, Terrifier, and Stitches. Okay, next we're going to move on to 5 scary movies about dolls. The first one is Puppetmaster. Puppetmaster has several films. They have 3 or 4 in the series. Each one is very dark, I would say. Not so much scary. Like, watching Puppetmaster, I could watch them all day and it not affect me. I was not scared at all watching Puppetmaster. They are, to me, they're like, it's one of those like comedy slasher films for Puppetmaster, for me. I love Puppetmaster. The next one is Dolls. Yeah, no thank you. Next one is the Annabelle series. Now, what would a 5 scary movies about dolls list be without Annabelle, of course? The fourth one is Child's Play, Chucky, of course. What would this kind of list be without Chucky on the list? And Dead Silence. Dead Silence is a film that has Donnie Wahlberg in it. He plays this weird detective. Dead Silence really creeps me out. Not just the doll aspect, but the magician or witch, I guess you could call her, that's in that film kind of weirds me out as well in that film. At Child's Play, it's Chucky. I was never afraid of Chucky. The idea behind Chucky when it first came out was terrifying, yes. And my cousin, I remember, had a My Buddy doll, and I didn't trust that doll. I could not sleep in the same room with that doll. If you're an 80s kid, you know what I'm talking about. If not, Google it. And I think there's a new Child's Play series coming up as well. I haven't looked deep into it because I was never a big Chucky fan. I just find the movies okay. Not... I don't know, just not all that great. Like, I think that it could be better. To me, just parts of it are boring. In every movie, there's like some boring parts, and I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. Maybe it's because I have that fear of dolls, and so I have this wall up, I don't know. But yeah, not a big fan of Chucky, so I probably won't watch the series. The Annabelle series, however, I like that series. Now, that doll is very scary, yes. Even though that's not the real Annabelle, it still scares the crap out of me. And also the fact that the real Annabelle is a Raggedy Ann doll. And when I was little, I collected Raggedy Ann dolls, and I still have 2 of them from my childhood that are in fairly decent shape. But they don't scare me. I guess because I've had them since I was a kid, so I know that they're not haunted. But like if I'm out like at yard sales or thrift stores or something and I see a Raggedy Ann sitting on the shelf, I'm like, nope, just keep walking. Like I just, I'm good. But the actual Annabelle doll that they use in the movies is actually pretty damn creepy looking. I mean, she's very scary. And yeah, those movies get to me. They really do. The movie Dolls is a movie I saw a while back, and I thought it was okay. I don't know. Trying to think of how I could put it without giving some parts of it away. I like the mansion that it takes place in. I do like that. I think it's a really cool mansion for some weird reason. What else? It has a lot of creepy aspects to it. I'll just say that. Like, dolls coming alive at night or when no one's around. Like, that's always scared the crap out of me. And let me tell you, there's a little story behind that. I saw Dolls when I was younger too, and I think that was a big mistake. I should not have watched that. Anyway, I used to have a ton of Cabbage Patch dolls when I was little, as well as Barbies. I was a Barbie girl and a Cabbage Patch girl all the way, and this, we're talking early 80s here. And so my mom had this shelf, and I would keep all my Cabbage Patches on this shelf at night. And after watching some horror movies, I did not like the dolls looking at me at night while I slept. Like, it really scared me. And so I would get up and turn the dolls facing the wall. No joke. No joke. My Barbies were put into cases and they were put into my closet. And Yeah, and so my mom would come in every morning and my dolls would be facing the wall. And at first she didn't notice it, but then when she did finally notice it, I remember she was like, "Why are these dolls like this? Did you do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because they're scaring me. I don't want them looking at me when I'm not playing with them." And so they ended up being taken off of the shelf and at night put into the closet as well. So, yeah, there's that story. And then my fear of dolls has just been ever since then. Ever since then. And then I got this guy a couple of years ago sitting on my shelf, Willie. And on my old YouTube channel, I did a live feed with Willie when I first got him. And some very interesting things happened during that time. He has been cleansed and blessed now, so I don't think he is haunted now, but when I first got him, there was a lot of paranormal activity surrounding him, and I'll get to that here in a little later. So let's move on to the last 5 films, and that is 5 movies you can watch with the kids. Number 1 is The Haunted Mansion, Disney Plus. Is always a classic. Eddie Murphy, I love him in that movie. I love every character in that movie. So it's hard to say what my favorite parts of that movie would be because the movie overall itself is a really good movie that you could just sit and watch with the kids, have you a spooky night in with and make it kid friendly. Get your popcorn and your drinks and sit and watch The Haunted Mansion or any of these films that I'm about to tell you, or make a weekend of it and watch all 5 of these if you want to. The next one would be The Muppets Haunted Mansion. I grew up watching The Muppets. I love The Muppets. And so when I saw that they were doing a Muppets Haunted Mansion, of course I had to watch it, and I was not disappointed. I will say, though, I wish that some of the older characters had more screen time, like Kermie and Piggy. But I don't know. It was okay, I guess. That it just mainly focused on Gonzo, because who doesn't love Gonzo? Next would be Hocus Pocus. Yeah, didn't see that one coming at all. I'm probably going to have a group of villagers at my front door with torches lit, ready to drag me out into the street and lynch me, but I'm not a big Hocus Pocus fan. I'm not. I think it's an okay movie. I don't see what the big hype is around it. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It is good. It's a good movie. I'm just not all that hyper about it, honestly. I've seen it a million trillion times because channels just that are showing, family friendly, like Freeform, they show it over and over and over and over again. It's in your face everywhere. It's all over Instagram, and it just gets old after a while. It's like, okay, we get it. It's a good movie, but it's not all that. Like, calm down. So yeah, I'm probably going to get a lot of thumbs down after just saying that, but it's true. I mean, it's a good movie. Don't get me wrong. It is a good movie. Yes. I just don't see why everyone's so hyper about it. The next one is Halloween Town. I love Halloween Town. I think Halloween Town is better than Hocus Pocus. Now, mind you, this is just my opinion. This is only my opinion. Calm down. Calm down. Don't take it so seriously now. But I am a big Halloween Town fan. I think it's better than Hocus Pocus, and I would rather watch all the Halloween Towns than the Hocus Pocus. Sorry. And number 5 is Nightmare Before Christmas. Who doesn't love Nightmare Before Christmas? And Nightmare Before Christmas is one of those movies that is thrown in your face. It is everywhere. And, it's all hyped up and everything, but I can understand why Nightmare Before Christmas. It's Tim Burton, first of all. And second of all, you've got 2. You've got Halloween and you've got Christmas in there, You could watch it any time of year, pretty much. And it's just a neat movie. It's so cool. There's parts of it for adults and there's parts in it for kids. And the animation is spot on. I love the music in the film. So it really is great. Disney Plus has even more movies, like Coco, for example, that are great to just sit and watch with the kids. I loved Coco as well. I think it is such a cute movie. But so yeah, definitely give Disney Plus a check out if you want to do a spooky night with the kids. Check it out. All right, so that's going to wrap up this video. So we talked about 5 scary clown movies, 5 scary doll movies, and 5 movies that you can watch with the kids. And I hope that everyone is having a spooktacular October so far. I know that I am. I just wish that the weather would cooperate instead of being 75 degrees outside every day and making me depressed. I wish that it would become nice and cold and chilly and the leaves would start falling and changing. All right, that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and stay tuned for more videos coming up in the near future. And remember, stay spooky, my friends.